All right, well, welcome to Divine Rebel, and my name is Racy. I'll be doing your reading today. I do use profanity, so if that's not your thing, just, respectfully click off now. So this reading is for Leo with all of the different cosmic energies going on with the Lionsgate portal and the retrogrades and the eclipses and all this stuff. I wanted to make sure that I had a really good reading for you for the energies that are coming in with all this cosmic shifting, right? All of these powerful things going on in our system. So I did one for the men and one for the women. Those of you on the twin flame journey, you will be able to get some insights into what's going on with your divine counterpart as well. So this is all money and love and money and love. And I'm going to start off with the Leo masculines. What's going on with the Leo men and their money situation, their work situation. So we have the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Swords, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 6 of Wands. And so I feel like it's been a struggle. I feel like maybe somebody at work tried to slander you or tried to take something from you, tried to steal from you, or even blackmail you. I feel like work has been a struggle. And there's a very interfering, not in your highest good person that's really getting on your fucking nerves. But you do have this 8 of Pentacles energy, and so you're not hurting for money. I mean, it's not an abundance of money. It's not like you're getting 9 or 10 Pentacle energy, but there's enough and you're getting by, and I feel like you're taking it as a victory right now because you don't feel like, even though you're really tired and drained and this person's blackmailing you, I feel like you feel like you're dealing with it rather well. You feel like you are dealing with it rather well. The money is stable, and so you're kind of just letting it stop there. You're doing what you need to do to deal with this situation to keep it working out in your favor. Like, I feel like it could go really bad if it wanted to go really bad. Like, I feel like this person's intentions are really terrible. Really low vibration, probably a karmically drawn lesson, right? Something you manifested to teach you something about life. I feel like this person's karmic, and it doesn't really have anything to do with your work per se. I feel like they're just really fucking meddlesome. I feel like they're the kind of person that talks about you behind your back, and they're nice to your face. It's like they're this false friend. I say that term very loosely. This false friend at work they're not acting in your highest good. And I feel like they have it out for you. Like, they're being really sneaky. It's almost like they're waiting for their moment to come in and rain on this parade. Like, oh, you think you're, victorious? You think you're holding me at bay? Like, you're happy with your situation right now? I feel like this person's waiting. And they're already giving you a hard time. Like, I feel like you're just overburdened and stressed out and pulled too thin, and you're not getting any support from this person. And on top of it, I feel like they're very scheming, manipulative, stab in the back, like deceptive, manipulative person. I'm just getting this terrible energy. And so I feel like if you don't watch, this energy is going to start to clash with this energy, right? You're going to have this negative person start clashing with your positive intentions, your goals, the things you want to do for yourself, and this person's, it's like, you got to watch. You got to watch. Just be really careful. Someone's being really, really malicious, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with jealousy and spite. Almost like they look at you and admire you, and yet they see maybe all that you take for granted, and they don't feel like you deserve it. whatever it is that you have coming to you, whatever this abundance is, or this power is, or, you know, even if they're meddling in your personal affairs with your friends or your romantic interests, like, I feel like it's just extreme jealousy, because they know what they would do if they had what you have. And so you've manifested this experience with them to humble you, because I feel like a part of you is I feel like there's just a disconnect. I feel like it's a disconnect, and I feel like you manifested that person to teach you. And I think you're calling a victory too early. Like, I think you have this person under control, and you don't. That's what I'm feeling from these cards. I'm feeling like you think you have that person under control. You are calling almost like a victory to yourself that you made it out alive, kind of thing. Like, you know they have it out for you, but you feel like you've pegged them in a corner. I'm telling you right now, that energy, that person does not like you having the upper hand. They do not like being backed into the corner. So universe, be my witness. Just be really, really wary of what's going on. Don't call a win too soon, because I feel like just when you think you've got it and you're almost like in the clear, I feel like that's when the shitstorm could hit. I'm feeling like there's this, like this, it's like this building of pressure. It's like all of this stuff is festering beneath the surface, and it's reaching a breaking point. And so, the best advice from the universe that it can give you in this situation: I am a vibrational being in a vibrational universe. I told you you're attracting this shit to yourself. So the back says, you live in a pulsating, vibrating universe of advanced harmonics. Everything that exists in your air, in your dirt, in your water, and in your bodies is vibration in motion. And all of it is managed by the powerful law of attraction. There is nothing that exists outside of this vibrational nature. And as you learn to accept your vibrational nature and begin to consciously utilize your emotional vibrational indicators, you will gain conscious control of your personal creations and of the outcomes of your life experience. You know, people forget how important their emotions are, because when you block out your emotions, you don't know what level you're vibrating at. You don't know what frequency you're vibrating at. When you cut out your emotions and you're running off of logic, you're running off of reasoning, you're running off of what makes sense, and you're not tuning into your gut feelings, some things look real good on paper. Some relationships look really good on paper. And then you end up in the middle of them and you're like, what the fuck did I sign up for? What the fuck did I sign up for? Like, everything sounded good. What happened? He seemed nice. They seemed normal. They seemed like they wanted to get ahead in the world and make a difference and change their lives. And this whole time, they've just been spending their energy trying to make me miserable, trying to make my life hard, betraying me, deceiving me, talking about me behind my back, spreading lies, whatever it is they're doing, being deceitful, betraying, giving you a hard time, blackmailing you even, putting you between a rock and a hard place, trying to control you. You know, you're a vibrational being. If you don't want that person around you anymore, you got to raise your vibration and get yourself the fuck up out of there. Because the vibration you're at is keeping that person around. It doesn't matter what that person's doing or what you're doing or what the job is. If you know that you're raising your vibration and that everything else is going to fall into place with that higher vibration, then technically you don't need to worry about money. You don't need to worry about friendships. You don't need to worry about anything. You really do need to worry about your vibration and to really look at what you're attracting. Take responsibility for the fact that you manifested this shit. Right? Now, when it comes to love, I've got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the 9 of Pentacles, and the sacral chakra in reverse. So this is letting me know, like, you're having a hard time weaving your own destiny when it comes to love because you're just so focused on money. You're so focused on all of this drama at work. You're so focused on material gain. You're so focused on material gain that you've kind of stopped. You've kind of stopped making efforts in your love life. And the reason being, this in reverse, it's guilt. It's guilt. It's guilt. And with the rest of these cards that follow, I'll get to them in a minute, but you know, these cards, it goes into talking about transformation. You know, the only thing that is real is love, spend quality time together, spiritual connection. You know, these cards are talking about somebody that you hurt. You hurt them really bad, or you wouldn't be feeling guilty. Like, you feel a lot of guilt. It's where you're blocking anything from manifesting in your love life. And you really have to let go of that guilt. You have to transform it. You know, it says, you use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. You know, you feel guilty because you think you've done something wrong. That's the illusion. You use the power of love to move through illusion and shift into awareness. You know, when you love yourself and accept yourself for who you are and all of your experiences, because you wouldn't be who you are without those experiences, allow them to transform you in a loving way where you learn something from those experiences. And not feel guilty for being human and not knowing any better. Even if you technically knew better, you kind of didn't. Because you were conditioned to believe that what you were doing was okay. Or that you were protecting yourself. Or that your intention was to not hurt somebody more later, so you hurt them, you know, less now. But you still hurt them, and maybe they didn't deserve it. And so you need to come into this place of self-forgiveness, this place of understanding and compassion for yourself. This also has a lot to do with sexual energy. The sacral chakra houses that nature within us. And so I feel like maybe you feel like there's some sexual inadequacy, or maybe you even contracted an STD, like maybe you were away from this person for a while, this person that has your heart, and now not only do you feel guilty for kind of doing them wrong, but karma kind of paid you back, you know, and now you don't even know how you can confront this person and tell them, you know, like, mortified. How do I express this? You know that I went on this hiatus. I know I fucked up. I know I made a mistake, and I'm going through all these transformations, and this is the truth I have to share. You know, and you feel guilty for doing what you did because you feel like it's ruining it completely. You know, you feel like there's nothing that can manifest from it, and so you're just focusing on work because there's nothing else for you to focus on because you just feel guilty. So if there's no, you're like, it's almost like you shot down the success before even giving it a chance to take off. You're kind of letting the guilt override everything, and it's just easier not to act. But when we fall into guilt, we deprive ourselves of joy, which is really what the sacral chakra represents, our ability to enjoy our sensual nature, the love of life, enjoying the moment. You're depriving yourself of a lot of good moments the more you stay in guilt. And you really don't have to feel guilty. You just have to transform your perspective and release this energy, this guilty energy. It's not serving you at all. And it's not serving the person either, because, these action step cards that we have, let me show you these. It says the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. It's no different than, understanding your vibrational match. If you keep thinking you're not worthy, you're not deserving, you're not good enough, you hurt them, and so you don't deserve them. When you stay in that energy, when that's your focus is away from love, and so you are away from love. But if you shift your focus away from the problems and just remember the love, that's when the whole world opens up. That's when connections can be made. That's when peace can be offered. That's when positive energy starts to flow. That's when the universe starts conspiring in your favor. Because you're shifting away from anxiety or guilt, and you're focusing on a loving vibration. You're choosing to not feel guilty, and to open up your heart space and spend quality time with someone. It's important. If you've been away from this person for a while, it's important. It's imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. This person, this spiritual connection, this relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. You guys have been together for a very long time, multiple lifetimes. And maybe this is cumulative. This chakra healing is cumulative, especially if you're in the twin flame journey. The divine masculine, if there's sun, moon, rising in Leo, there's a lot of guilt underneath the surface. That's the cause of a lot of why they're not connecting. And so this is the reason, this is the best course of action the universe can give them, is to tell them to spend time with you. There is something there that's deeper. They don't have to feel so guilty. Like, I feel like the divine counterpart understands. Like, they would love you anyway. They might not like it. But it's not enough to keep them from loving you. So don't focus all this attention on the problems. Don't focus on, why you're not worthy of this person. Focus on the positives. Spend quality time with them. Talk to them. Help them understand what it was you were going through. Transform your story. Go through illusion and into awareness. And write your story the way you want it written. Not the way guilt would write it, or that history would, if this is past lives coming back up, history would repeat itself. Like, no, you are in control, and you are aware, and you can release this. And you can enjoy your life, and you can enjoy your connection with this person. It's obviously someone who's been with you and has love for you for lifetimes now. You just don't remember because we're in this human, skin suit, 3D, amnesia in the human experience, this spiritual amnesia. But you know each other, and the connection is very strong. So I feel like that is up to you. I feel like it's in your ballpark. I feel like this divine feminine counterpart that you're looking for, that you have feelings for, they already know and understand. They probably know more than you give them credit for. Like you might even underestimate how much they know. And I would take the quote unquote risk and reach out. You know, if you have stuff to come clean about, if you're going through some stressful times, like, I feel like they would give you really good advice if you would, honest to God, respect them enough to listen. I feel like there's a lot of perspective shifts. I feel like you have to give a lot of respect to your divine counterpart, you know, whoever is in this relationship with you. I just feel like they've been putting up with a lot of your crap, and they want to be supportive, and you really need to start listening to them this time. Put your ego to the side. Put your ego to the side and trust them a little more. Especially if you don't feel like you can trust yourself. Alright? Divine masculines are Leo men. So, divine feminines. Divine feminines are Leo women out there. What's going on with money? So we have the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. And so I feel it's weird because when I pulled these cards, I feel like everything was stable, everything was great, you were manifesting things you wanted, and then all of a sudden it's like you're out. All of a sudden. And I feel like you're a little bit pissed about it. Leo women, you know, I feel like you were really looking forward to something manifesting. Maybe with someone you worked with, or you had a really good idea, like you really wanted something to move in a forward direction. And you were feeling really solid and clear on it. And then it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, all right, well, there's something better out there. It's like, moving on. It's like, well, what happened? Well, what happened? You know? And so, you know, when I ask the universe what's going on, it's appreciation and gratitude are different vibrational states. And so this is going to break down, you know, with the back, what it says, the difference between appreciation and gratitude. So it says, when you feel gratitude, often you are looking at a difficulty that you have overcome, but there is still some of that struggle vibration present. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you are looking at through the eyes of Source, the universe, conscious collective, God, however you want to call it. You could walk down a crowded street with all kinds of things that a lot of other people would find reason to criticize or worry about, and you would not have access to them because your vibration of appreciation is picking out for you things from a different vibrational nature. You know, it's one thing to be like grateful for your job. You're grateful it gives you a paycheck. It's a totally different feeling to thoroughly appreciate your job. Because it's not about the gratitude for what it gives you, but the appreciation for what it brings to your life, fulfillment-wise. Feeling appreciative of all that you have. And coming from that vibration, like you're not just thankful, you appreciate it. You know, you could be grateful that someone bought you dinner. Oh, thanks. You know, you bought me dinner. Thanks. I appreciate, you know, I'm grateful. Because appreciation is a little bit different. When you say I appreciate it, It's not just thanking them for dinner. It's appreciating the value of what they did. It's not the value of what it is or what it does, but appreciating its value to your life that is beyond monetary. And I think that's what happened. I think that maybe you were grateful for a certain job that you had. It was stable. You looked like there was progress to be made there. But you really appreciate an opportunity to go elsewhere. You're really appreciative of the value. And I think maybe they might be really appreciative of your value, what you bring to the table, that maybe your previous job didn't. Maybe it was just stable and you were doing really well and excelling, but you had no more room for growth. You were in that king energy, and so you had this opportunity to move elsewhere, and so you take it. And so you took it. You're just feeling really appreciative of the opportunity, and you see the value in it. So Leo, divine feminines, money. And remember that, come, with this attitude, gratitude, be thankful for everything. But if you can appreciate the value, not just in things or people, but experience, you'll find yourself manifesting very quickly in the right direction. Now with love, right? So we got this 3 of Swords in reverse, and it was clarified by the 9 of Wands in reverse. So immediately I feel like you had your heart broken, and it took you a hot minute to recover. You had your heart broken, and it took you a hot minute to recover. But this cosmic energy, this Lionsgate portal energy, is really helping you step out of that. Not only is it helping you step out of that, it's helping you stay a kind person so that you're not bitter. You are a kind person. And you are able to share that love energy with other people. Just because someone broke your heart and it took you a long time to come out of it, and a long time, it's relative. 2 weeks could be really long for somebody, and 2 weeks could be nothing to another. But you feel like you've rested long enough, you've been heartbroken long enough, and you're not going to let the world turn you bitter, and you're going to go out there and find love. And you're going to start by treasuring the people that you love that are in your life. And looking back, it says look back at the relationships, your patterns in relationships. So I feel like you're focusing on family, you're focusing on friends, you're focusing on other things, for yourself, maybe your financial situation, what you really want to do with your life, what you really love doing. This is a confidence building period, a worth and self-value period. Where you go back, looking at patterns and saying, okay, now that I've taken myself out of the sadness and grief of it, and I could kind of look at it in hindsight with fresh eyes, what was I drawing to myself? What was I drawing to myself? And can I not just be grateful for the experience, but can I appreciate the value of what I learned from it? Can I not only be grateful to have gone through it, but to appreciate the value of the lesson learned despite how I had to learn it? This is what you're healing right now. This is what this cosmic energy is helping you heal right now. These are solar plexus issues, where you're feeling insecure or unworthy or undeserving or not good enough, or you're too hypercritical, like self-critical. You're judging yourself all the time, or letting others judge you and guide you because you don't feel confident making your own decisions in your highest good, and you're letting other people tell you how to live your life. And that could be individual people, that could be culture. It could be the society that you live in. You know, that you were raised to be a certain way, or to think a certain way, or act a certain way, or talk, dress, earn money a certain way, you know. So this is you time. It's time to let this past go. You know, this cosmic energy is helping you with that. Don't let it make you bitter. You know, spend time with the people that you love right now and really focus on going in and healing yourself. Focus on going in and healing yourself, why you manifested that kind of relationship, because, you know, life is a mirror. And, you know, if you are attracting a liar into your life, it's because the universe wants you to see how you're lying to yourself. If you're constantly dealing with someone who has an excuse for everything, it's because, you know, they're making excuses for why they're not doing what's in their highest good. And if that annoys you, it's because you are also making choices that are not in your highest good. Maybe by staying with them. You know, when you manifest somebody that neglects you, it's because on some level you are neglecting yourself. When you say, why don't they love me? Why don't they love me? I give them all this love and they don't give me any love back. It's because you don't love yourself. If you loved yourself, you would pay you more mind and take better care of you and love you more. And so life is a mirror. And it's humbling you. And it's teaching you with this mirror, it's giving you this time to reflect on these old patterns that keep drawing these karmic situations to yourself with these people, that you keep going in the same cycle. So that's what's going on with the Leo Divine Feminines. I hope this helps, gives you guys some insight. You can find me on Facebook. I do something called You Call It pricing. You call the price and I'm fair to my time and energy. And you can find me with that and all of my other services for that matter at facebook.com/Divine Rebel Readings. That's my business page. You can also find the details in the description of the video. And you'll see me, I do a lot of work in the Readings, Healings, and Pathways group as well. Me and a team of other readers and healers who do a phenomenal job. We do a lot of complimentary lives. We do a lot of different, you know, flash sales and different things like that to try and help people out because, you know, not everybody can afford services all the time, but we always could use the extra advice and insight, the extra guidance to help keep us on our highest path, you know, staying connected with our guides and angels and our higher being and really working on, you know, having the best life possible for ourselves. So make sure you guys subscribe. Definitely like and share the videos with anybody else you feel could use it, you know, especially the insight and, you know, the different advices that are given. And until next time, you know, love each other. Love each other and love yourselves. Love yourselves above all else. Have a wonderful week. Until next time.